Good evening to everyone listening in tonight. My name is Mr.Selfcare again for yet another busy day ahead where we are going to continue exploring, but also continue having an interaction with the guild, the people aspiring to be guild representative at Ernest Cook University in Uganda. This is something interesting because tonight we have the full presidential debate. But simply before we go into that debate that is going to be hot, that is going to be very interesting, where we are going to test these presidential candidates to the level of sweating plasma, where we are going to check them, how they react under pressure. Yesterday, we had a few candidates that didn't get a chance to speak. So as we curtain raise, as we make the rooms hot, as we set the mood for the full presidential debate, we are going to give them a minute or two to say something. Again, my name is Mr. Selfcare. From the Self-Care Initiative, I welcome you to yet another amazing and interesting day here. We are having this production live from our studios here in the USA with help of colleagues back home. So enjoy, ask your questions in the comment section, and remember to cheer or leave the name of your preferred candidate. We are going to hear from them. We are going to ask them questions, and we are going to make sure that they answer the right question. To the voters waiting in, don't come here with a made-up decision, but rather listen, articulate, and understand who is more willing to represent the students' leadership to the administration, but also to represent the institution. So to start this today, we are going to start with the people who went through unopposed, and we are going to start with not this one didn't go through unopposed, but she missed a chance yesterday to speak to us. Okay, yes, Alina Yepolite. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How have you been?
I'm very fine, thank you.
We missed a chance yesterday to hear from you. You're contesting for the position of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, right?
Yes.
In a minute, can you introduce yourself to people watching in, tell them who you are, and give them a reason in a minute as why you think you should be the right candidate for this post that you're contesting for?
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity, sir. Our esteemed viewers, the Ernest Cook University fraternity, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Polite Arinanye. I'm a student doing a diploma in medical radiography. I'm in my second year, second semester, and I'm apparently aspiring for the post of Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs for the academic year 2026-2027. I'm so much inspired to tell you that I'm very much interested in this post. And as I was campaigning on the ground, I have always made this question. What does that ministry do? What do those people do? What are they supposed to mean? And I'm here to first tell you about that. The Ministry of Justice and Constitution is there to ensure fairness and equal treatment of people in all at the university. First of all, justice is an idea of fair treatment, ensuring that all people get equal services, and our constitution itself is a set of supreme guidelines that defines a particular way or responsibilities under which a certain government operates. So I'm here to tell you that this ministry on my post is here to ensure that the constitution is followed, those guidelines are followed. They are followed to make sure that the student leadership is moving smoothly at the university. Then I'm here to ensure that all students' rights are ensured, to make sure that justice avails upon the university and everybody is equally treated. I'm here to tell you that my major mission is to strengthen constitutional awareness among the students. I'm here to make sure that justice remains the guiding principle of our student governance. My core values are Christ-centeredness, transparency, accountability, and a constitutional guided leadership. Thank you so much. I humbly ask you to support me on that.
Wow, you look like another Betty Namboze in the making. I love the way you speak your words. Now, a simple one to you. You want to be Minister of Constitutional Affairs at the university. Does ECUREI
Yes,
currently have, does Ernest Cook University currently have a constitution registered?
yes, yes. Ernest Cook currently has a constitution right now.
Okay, because according to the person you're contesting with, the
Mm.
university does not have a registered constitution right now. The one that is there seems to be having the names ECUREI, not Ernest Cook. Is that true?
Oh, I can rectify that. Our constitution we have was amended in 2019, and most of the things there are referring to ECUREI, our institution. Apparently,
Mm.
our guild constitution we have is not yet amended and registered by the university.
Okay, thank you so much, Polite. I wish you the very best in your campaigns ahead, and may God lead you, and may the best candidate lead for that. Have yourself a good night.
Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, so uh, let me have Nanyonjo. Nanyonjo, have your camera on. Thank you so much. And Nanyonjo, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, again, I want to thank people that are watching in. All I'm asking you is to share, comment. Yesterday, this video so far, the debate we have so far has been watched by more than 1,000 people in less than 24 hours. Unfortunately, only about 20 of you have subscribed. Kindly subscribe as we proceed. Let's make this one of the most viral videos in Uganda. And I'm telling you, we are making the world know about ECUREI. So if you're watching in, please be proud of your university, subscribe, and let us tell YouTube we're a big institution. I'm waiting for my friend Flavia Nabukera. I don't know who I've seen her. Please tell her to come in. I love her vibe. Nanyonjo, we are glad to have you here, and thank you so much for contesting and going through unopposed. In a minute, tell us who you are and the office that you're going to represent and what you promise people watching in tonight that you're going to do in the first 100 days you're in office.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. And thank you so much for everyone who has spared their time to come and join us. My name is Nanyonjo Mary Gloria, a student at Ernest Cook University pursuing Bachelor's in Medical Imaging, and I'm in my second year. As you've all heard, the aspiring Minister of Health, and by the grace of God, I was able to pass through unopposed. So in my ministry, in my council at ECU, I'm looking at providing an environment whereby health is not merely absence of illness, but a state of physical, mental, social, and well-being. And when I get into office for the first 100 days, like I've been asked, I'm looking at, first of all, creating awareness about the available resources when it comes to health, because I want to acknowledge our university administration. They've really provided painkillers. They've put in place resources that can facilitate our well-being at ECU, though some people do not know about these. So I want to create awareness and let people know that when you have a problem so and so, slop down to the guild office, we have this and this in place. And then another thing, I want to work in collaboration with the administration so that we can get an insurance policy for the students. You know, at campus there, we go through a lot, we fall sick, and you know, our parents believe the moment you reach campus, you're a mature person now. But then, I believe if we can get into memorandum of understanding with a given hospital, and you can present your ID as a student from ECU, and you can get health assistance on a minimum price or an understandable, affordable price as a student, I believe that could make a change. So
Okay.
that is one of the things I want to work with.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And I wish you the best of luck as you pursue that. Indeed, medical students need to have services. And yeah, thank you so much. I wish you the best in your time in office. Okay. Have a good evening. Yes, Husna. Is someone using your phone tonight? Or yes, who is this?
Yes, this is Joel.
Yes, Joel, in 1 minute, can you come up with can you greet us and tell us the office you're running for and what you promise to do in the next in the first 100 days in office that people should count on you?
Yes, please. Thank you for this opportunity. Fellow students and the moderator, good evening. My name is Joel Emiaro, the aspiring on and off campus minister. One of the things that the ministry holds is all about the student welfare and the affairs concerning the students. And when you look at my vision, it's all about support to build a supportive and a vibrant student environment. So basically, that's where I go to my points. One of my points is about facilitation of students as they're going for placements. We realize that not most, but all the students at the clinical years, they have to look for a way of finding themselves at their points of placements. And when you look at most of the universities, not even university, but some institutes, you're going to find out that they are being sponsored, they are being facilitated to go to those points where they have to have their attachments from. So that's one of my points, is to advocate for facilitation as students are going for their placements. Second point is about psychosocial funding. Most of our friends, they get some emergent cases. Maybe someone has lost a parent, someone has lost a sponsor or a supporter, but normally our university doesn't stand with us. So that's one of the things I want to stand with, to advocate for. In case someone has already maybe has paid for some amount and has gotten some issues, they should allow those students to attend for those exams, and also they should look away of supporting those students in such cases. Recently, we had a sister we lost, and I found out that at least the administration this time around stood along with the students and they added something. So the same thing, they should continue with that spirit. Then the third point, yes, please.
Because of time, allow me to cut it here. We wish you the best of luck in your new term in office. For people who can't see what I'm seeing, the presidential candidates have started arriving in our studios. Very smart, and I promise you, I've modulated the presidential debates before, and I'm telling you, by the time I finish with these guys, you're going to know who the next person should be. Lastly, Azaria, can you unmute yourself and speak to us? Is this Azaria? No, it's Ring Mark. Yes, Ring Mark. Did you speak yesterday?
No, not really, sir.
Okay, please, in a minute, greet us and tell us the office you're vying for, and then wish your best presidential candidate best of luck tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ring Mark is my name. I'm doing DMR year 3 semester 1. I'm from South Sudan. So I'm the aspiring candidate for the Minister for International Students. My goals or my vision there are, I'm not going to waste time. Actually, I'm going to work to reduce the increasement of tuition fee. As per now, we are seeing international students, we are paying a lot of money. Especially me, in my class, my colleagues, they're paying like 3 million. Yet I'm paying 9 million per semester, which is a lot of money. Because they have charged us a lot of money that we are not a Ugandans, we are not a national, that we are international students. But right now I've seen that even South Sudan is a part of East Africa. I don't know why ECUREI decided to increase the tuition fee on international students. Assuming that if you can look at some university right now, let's take an example of Cavendish University, UC University. Okay, international students, they are paying a lot of money, but not to that extent whereby you can pay like not even a triple, but times 4. Another things, I must make sure that I'm going to unite the international students, because I've seen right now, we even don't know ourselves. So we have to be in a place whereby we stay as a family. Because right now I'm seeing some people that are just staying alone. There's nothing like, I came from Kenya. There's someone be like, you know what, I'm a Tanzania. I came from South Africa. So
thank you so much. Our time is well spent. I wish you the best of luck as you try to stop the university from increasing tuition. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome again to this presidential debate. Is there anyone that has not spoken? Nanyonjo, did we have you speak to us? Okay. Okay. Yes, I think we had everyone. So I only want to see the presidential candidates right now in the studio, and I will ask all of you to switch on your videos. I can only have one, but as we wait for them, let me invite the guild electoral chairperson to give us a word, and we start. Yes, guild chairperson, we are glad to have you here, and again, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to modulate this debate when I get a chance to come back to my university where I was. Please, in about 4 minutes, give us your speech as we start this debate. For people that are not seeing what I'm seeing, so far, 3 presidential candidates have arrived in our studios. They are very smart. One thing I promise you, by the time I finish with them, they will remember my names for the rest of their life. If you've watched the debate of President Harris Kamara in the US versus Trump, we are going to have them. I have a set of questions, 22 questions, ranging from current affairs to international affairs that they are going to respond to, and all they will need between now and then are your prayers. So whichever region you're coming from, start saying a small prayer for your preferred candidate, because we are about to say presidential candidate run away from a presidential debate live on TV. Thank you so much. EC, take us through.
Yes, thank you so much, Richard. Allow me to react to what you said last. I think that is far from right. These presidential candidates have gone through rigorous processes we, as the Electoral Commission, we have tried to assess their competences at different levels, different themes and topics. And so I think it's far from right that any of them will run away. As a matter of fact, I think they will give you a wonderful show tonight. Esteemed candidates, our honorable members of the Guild, our distinguished moderators here, and the esteemed student fraternity, I greet you all. My name is Deo Gracious Given Okodi, the chairperson, Electoral Commission 2025-2026. And I would love to welcome all of you to this wonderful debate tonight. It's a debate that we shall deviate away from the normal noise of a campaign rally and look at our candidates as they dissect most of the fundamental issues, as they give us their sober analysis of potent ideas. And it is where someone shall win and lose. And so this August Assembly is not just a mere procedural gathering. It's actually a solemn convocation of democratic expression. A forum wherein intellect, vision, and leadership acumen are rigorously interrogated. This debate embodies the cardinal principle that authority is neither arbitrary nor capricious, but rather derived from the collective will and sovereign mandate of the electorate. It's what we are doing tonight. In my capacity as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, I discharge my duties not merely as an administrator, but also as a fiduciary of this due process. Also as a sentinel of institutional integrity and a guardian of this electoral probity. The Commission therefore remains so resolute, unwavering, and incorruptible in its commitment to transparency, impartiality, and procedural rectitude. The candidates here assembled, we have candidate Ian Jonathan Baseke, candidate Malaba David Gwabe, candidate Chigen Azaria, candidate Nagombe Joan Veronica. This platform that we have presented here constitutes your litmus test, and I enjoin you to articulate your policies with the greatest form of lucidity, to advance your arguments with cogency, and to comport yourselves with the decorum befitting aspirants to this public office. I encourage you that your submissions should be substantive rather than just superficial. It should be principled rather than perfunctory. It should be jurisprudential, and not just rhetoric in this process. And the electorates who are here, as you're seated, I believe, in your Solomon's chair, I would like to remind you that you are the ultimate arbiters of this democratic enterprise. I urge you to exercise your franchise with discernment, sagacity, and judicious consideration. Eschew from the culture of perhaps populism and ephemeral kind of charisma, but instead interrogate the tenability, the feasibility, the sustainability of the propositions which have been advanced before you. Remember, the sanctity of the ballot is both a right and a responsibility of the profound constitutional significance. Let this debate be conducted perhaps within the parameters of civility, mutual respect, and intellectual honesty. Any divergent opinions that perhaps may degenerate into discord, rather, they should enrich the discourse and fortify our democratic resilience. And as is often posited, we may vehemently disagree, and yet we remain unequivocally united in purpose. As the Commission, we more than often reiterate our unwavering adherence to the doctrine that justice must not only be executed, but manifestly and undoubtedly be seen to be executed. And that's our principle. And we can assure everyone that we shall neither succumb to extraneous influence nor capitulate to the undue pressure. And our allegiance, therefore, is exclusively to the principles of equity, legality, and institutional credibility. And so tonight, as we are making history, as we are setting grounds for a very good precedence of future elections, having this auspicious presidential debate, I exhort all participants to exemplify composure under scrutiny, dignity in engagement, and integrity in conduct. Remember, leadership is neither ornamental nor titular. It is demonstrable through action, tested under pressure, and validated by service. In summation, let this debate indelibly impress upon us the future trajectory of this university, being contingent upon the decisions undertaken this evening. The future is not abstract. The future is a deliberate construction that today shall be shaped by informed choice, ethical leadership, and collective responsibility. May this deliberation tonight be enlightening, edifying, and commensurate with the high standards of this institution. Allow me to give you key hints about our electoral process now. We underwent the process of roadmap, and that roadmap was circulated to all the students. We went through the process of application, nominations, and our candidates exhibited a high level of enthusiasm. They came in large numbers with their supporters and wowed the university like never done before. We went through a process of vetting where our candidates presented themselves before a very competent electoral tribunal. and where we assessed a number of qualities. And that's why I'm exceedingly confident that they will give us a good show. All of them passed, those who are here today, and now we are in the period of campaigns. And thus, this debate tonight. To foretell, these campaigns shall ultimately end on the polling day. That shall be on the 15th of April, 2026. And the swearing-in ceremony shall be on the 1st of May. And as the Electoral Commission, we wish all of you the best of luck in these processes. And in this debate, we wish you the best, and may you convince your voters well enough, and may the best candidate win. I thank you all. Thank you. I can't hear you, Richard.
Thank you so much, the Chairman, Electoral Commission, for this chance, and again for that wonderful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm going to usher in my presidential candidates, and we are going to start. Okay. 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 Do I have everyone? Can I ask Nangobe to switch on your camera, and let me ask Kigen, can you hear me? Please go to your phone or whichever device you're using and go to auto rotate. Auto rotate is where you have your SIM cards, your Bluetooth, and put on auto rotate. Yes. Nangobe, I don't know what you're using. I don't know if you're using your phone. Do the same thing. Go to auto rotate on your phone and then put your phone in portrait. This training we went through. Yes. And do that. I want to thank all of you for turning up today and for actually being here. So I'm going to wait for Joanne to have their phone back. Yes, Azaria, thank you so much. That is okay. Joanne, I'm waiting for you such that we start. Yes. Electoral Commission Chairman, please give Joanne a call and help her. Okay. Yes, Joanne? Yes, Joanne, we are waiting for you. You have now connected with the two gadgets. You only need one, just change one. Go to auto rotate. Auto rotate is where you have your SIM cards. Is where you have your SIM cards, Bluetooth. Then you click the button that has auto rotate. On some phones, it has the word portrait. Okay, someone reach out, Joanne, and for assistance. Yes, John Kenneth. Okay. Yes, Joanne, we are waiting for you. Okay, Joan, I'm waiting for you. Please switch on your camera. Nanyon. Joan, are you there? Okay, we are going to start now. Okay. Okay, good. I think so. Okay. I think finally we can have. Okay. Glad to have each of you. My name is Mr.Selfcare, and I'm going to be your modulator. Now, I want us to listen to the following rules and listen well. But as we start, once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, ECUREI students. Sorry, Ernest Cook University. Forgive ECUREI. When I was still a student there, it was called ECUREI, but we know we mean the same thing. And everyone joining in live. Tonight is not just another discussion. It is a defining moment, a moment where leadership is going to be tested. Ideas are going to be challenged, and the future of student representation is going to be shaped. We are here to hear from those who seek to lead not just with words, but vision, integrity, and action. The questions tonight will go beyond promises. They are going to test your courage, critical thinking, and ability to lead in times of pressure. To our candidates, this platform, this is your platform to inspire confidence amongst your voters. To our audience, this is the opportunity to decide the future. Ladies and gentlemen, let the debate begin. We are going to have three categories. First of all, we are going to do what we call Crossfire. Crossfire, I'm going to ask candidates to pick a number, a letter between A to D. And Crossfire, 2 of you are going to ask yourself questions in a minute, and the response should be in a minute. And this, okay, Joanne has left. I hope she's able to join again. So let me start with Ian. Ian, in 1 minute, introduce yourself, and after select an alphabet between A to D.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, our future is not bound by our past, but it depends on the determination and depth of commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ian Jonathan Baseke, a student pursuing a diploma in medical radiography year 2 semester 2. Currently, I'm a serving class rep of DMR 2.2. Currently, I'm the publicity secretary at ECUMISA, and currently I'm the chairperson of Ernest Cook University, Masogan City. Ladies and gentlemen, before you, I come with the determination that I carry with to you and with my guild members, and with the following objectives that I'll come with before you. I've just been told to introduce myself. I'll only talk about a few, and maybe I choose letter B for the question the moderator has posed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me ask Malaba to introduce yourself in a minute and choose between letter A, B, C. B is taken, so you have the remaining options.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. A good evening to all.
We can't hear you. Okay.
Sorry. Yes, a good evening to all our panelists, fellow students, fellow candidates, and the entire community. My name is Malaba David Ngwabe, aspiring guild president. I'm a year 2 student pursuing a bachelor's degree in medical imaging at Electoral University. I stand before you as a student who has refused to stand behind and listen to the unjust told story behind the institution. We are all aware of the academic pressures we are facing as students. We are aware of the different financial frustrations we are facing as students. So I stand up and say, no, I need an answer to the different things we are having in the institution. So I stand on the slogan, it's a time to address, and I believe it is a time to address the different challenges we are facing as students. As they've said, that it's a brief introduction. I'll take, let us see. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me have Keegan Azaria.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Keegan Azaria, an aspiring guild president of Ernest Cook University. And I am glad today for the invite, the moderator, Mr. Chimboa, our viewers, the students of Ernest Cook University. Thank you for taking the opportunity to join in to listen to your presidential candidates. It is key for you to make your decisive decisions with precision and discipline. And therefore, I come to you not as a candidate today, but as a comrade who has gone through the same challenges, the same corridor of challenges that we all know at Ernest Cook University. Therefore, I am not naive. I have been in this system, serving as a general secretary at Ernest Cook University in the current guild cabinet. And I therefore would like your attention, colleagues, in this debate. Listen carefully and make the best decision to make sure Ernest Cook University is raised to a higher competing level, internationally and nationally. And therefore, I thank you all. I choose letter C.
Okay. Okay. And lastly, the beautiful Joan, please speak to your voters. You're muted.
Yes. Good evening to everyone. My name is Nagombe Joan Veronica, a third-year biomedical engineering student aspiring for guild presidency of Ernest Cook University. And as I seek for the voters' support, I'm looking forward to improving the students' welfare, having everyone attain academic excellency, and having unity among students, having inter-university relationships strengthened. So I'm looking forward to performing to my best in this debate. Thank you. I think I'll take the left alphabet.
Okay. So, candidate Joan, I'll ask you to place your phone in one stable position. If you're holding it in your hands, it's the worst decision you can ever make at this point. Make sure, candidates, your face is clearly seen. Keegan, can you adjust your phone so that we can see the whole of your head? Joan, can you put your phone on something such that you're free? Because it seems to be dancing with you within your hand. So adjust it, make sure you're seen. So So who is candidate A? I think that is Joan, right? Candidate B is Ian. Who is candidate C? Okay, and candidate D is Azaria. And that is going to be the order. These questions were made in that order to take away any chance of bias, any chance of repeated question. No two candidates are going to be asked the same question. Each candidate is going to have a fresh set of questions to respond to. So Crossfire, candidate A, that is Joan. This is your question. Many leaders promise transparency but fail once elected. Why should students believe that you won't do the same? Yes, Joan. Many leaders promise transparency but fail once elected. Why should students believe you won't do the same?
Thank you so much, our dear moderator. The question was, many leaders promise transparency but fail. As Joan, I also promise transparency in my leadership. But why students should believe that there will be transparency in my leadership? I promise we will have accountability for everything that takes place in this leadership. Students will be explained to how everything is being carried on, how finances are being managed, and how they are being used. So I hope to use that as a mechanism to prove my transparency in this leadership. Thank you.
Yes, Joan, before you go, can you give us one example in your life at ECUREI that more than one person have seen where you've been transparent?
You've asked for a scenario in ECUREI, which may be a bit difficult. I do not have one to think of right now immediately.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
can
Thank
it
you.
be open?
Thank you. Yeah, you don't have a scenario that you can refer to ECUREI. Next is candidate B. That is Ian. Ian, critics say you are strong in ideas but weak in execution. The critics say you're strong in ideas, you can promise heaven and earth, but very weak in execution. What proof do you have that you can actually deliver results? Mention one project you've successfully done from start to finish.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Your question was, critics say that I have ideas, but I don't have execution. Basically, being a student of ECUREI University, being a class reader, and maybe I've surfaced many challenges whereby I think ideas were there, but I think we executed them. For example, I remember in semester one, the result of semester one, we had an issue of delayed results and maybe the missing marks or contradicting marks on the students' portal. So with that, as a class rep, I sat down with my vice class rep, wrote a letter to the academics office, and maybe had a resolution. And after we had the meeting, with the academics office, Professor Muyinda, many with his colleagues, and then we had the solution for the problem. And then the marks of the students were changed, and we got a resolution for that. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you. I'm missing one candidate. I don't know if he's gone into exile or he has escaped from the debate. I hope supporters of Kigen tell him to return. Don't run. Kigen, don't run. We are just starting. Yes, Maraba. David, what number were you?
Yes, I was number C.
Number C. Okay. David, some students feel you're too diplomatic and always avoid tough questions and decisions. Are you capable of making unpopular but necessary choices? Give one tough decision you've made ever since you came to ECUREI that some of your voters are familiar with.
Thank you so much for that question. One of the tough decisions I made was to approach the academic registrar. I championed an issue where we had written letters to the different stakeholders, that is through the dean of students, but no answer was being given to us. So I and a group of individuals from our class championed a reason to go to the different academic registrars. That is an issue of missing marks. We had spent over 2 months without receiving marks for different individuals on the different photos. So I and the different colleagues of mine championed the cause and said, no, we must go personally and ask for the reason why our results are not yet out. And within 3 hours, to my surprise, all the other things were on the portal. So in that, I made a bold decision and said, no, we may not follow the proper route, but we are going to move from the different hierarchies and go and demand for the answer from the topmost. I think that was the bold decision I made, despite all the factors. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, over to you, Kigen. Okay, I'll be muting you from my side. Please, yes, Kigen, can you hear me? Kigan Azaria, can you hear me?
We didn't allow.
Azaria.
Let's go back.
Azaria, we can hear you in our studios. Okay. Azaria seems to have hired the technicians a little late, and we shall go to the next set of questions. So far, Azaria is off the screen, and Nangobe, I can't see you. Please, Nangobe, I can't see you. Who is innocent? Okay. Azaria, finally, can you hear me? Please, again, you've switched off the video. Can you be stable? How are you going to lead the students if you're this unstable? Can you be stable? Can you not touch your screen so many times? Yes, Keegan, can you hear me? Okay, Keegan, this is your question.
Yes, please.
Keegan, can you hear me?
Yes, I do hear you.
Okay, this is yours. Leadership requires both vision and discipline. Which one of these do you struggle the most with? And why should students still trust you?
Okay, thank you. When you look at leadership is just not a theory. It is an experience. And it is the experience that requires so much of discipline when you're into it, more than the vision that you have. You have to be disciplined in very many ways. The way you handle.
Keegan,
Yes.
did you hear my question?
Yes, please.
I asked, leadership requires vision and discipline. My question is, which one do you struggle with between the two?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that clarity. The one I struggle with more is discipline.
So, Keegan, if you're struggling with discipline, why should students go ahead to trust you?
Actually, thank you. Between the two, the discipline that I mean is in a different context. In that, I have the vision and I know I am very much disciplined to handle these students' issues because I have been in it. Therefore, there are challenges that come along. People do not know how hot the seat is. But trust me, when you get into it, you will know that it takes responsibility other than just excitement to be in that seat. And therefore, in the two, I have both the vision and the discipline it takes to lead these students.
Okay. Okay. I've lost both Ian and Joan. I hope they have not run away. So,
moderator, before, I would love to change the device. This one is heating up, and that's why I got lost at the way.
let us maintain this until it goes off, because at least you're currently very stable. Okay. I've lost Ian and Joan. I don't know where they have gone. Please, voters, your candidates have disappeared from the debate. Yes. Okay. Joan, what's the problem? How can we help you to be stable on this debate? We want to assist you now.
I don't know what the problem is, but my network keeps on jamming. But I think we can continue as I'm looking for means of stabilizing.
Yes, if you're using yes, if you're using the phone to do more than one thing, WhatsApp or any other thing, it's definitely going to. And I think this, we went through the preparations when we are building up to this. So don't check messages, don't whatever, because when you do, eventually you disappear and we are going to waste a lot of time. We need to move so fast. So I kind of ask you, don't touch those devices, don't check messages, don't let people send you answers. The questions I have here do not have, no one has them, and trust me. So don't touch them, just let us be a little bit more. So this is candidate A versus candidate B. Candidate A is Joan. Joan, point out one major weakness in candidate B. And candidate B is Ian. Can you point for us one major weakness with candidate B? Okay, she's still struggling with the network. When she comes back, she will probably respond to that. Ian, can you hear me? Give us one reason students should trust you over candidate A.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. At the same time, you're the moderator of this debate. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. The only reason as to why the students should trust me more than candidate A is that having been a serving class rep, Secretary Kimisa, and the president of Ernest Cook University, Basogan Sete, have the audacity, have the capability, have the commitment to serve the students through different sectors. Like, I'll talk about the academics. Most of the students have problems, or there is a gap in between the administration and the students. Well, the fact that I acknowledge the academic office for working very well with the students. However, there's delays of students' results, and this affects the students who have retakes, which comes in so late. And then in addition to that, being a sportsman, I would love to promote student talents at Ernest Cook University through hosting events like the cultural galas, whereby you have associations to take part, which brings the unity in between the students of different fraternities, e.g. the Baganda, Wabazambogo, Basogan City, the Bakonjo Medical Students Association. And then another thing that I think the students should trust Ian Jonathan Basekas, the guilty president of Ernest Cook University, better than candidate A, is that as an aspiring guilty president, and if voted the guilty president of Ernest Cook University, these are the things I would love to put in place. Basically, I'll talk about the student circle. Student circle supports the students who fail to raise tuition for their semesters. I, for one, at least I have seen many students drop out of school during the first semesters, the second semesters, and maybe they would love to be assisted in one way or the other. Recently, we lost a sister that was a little Christian, and maybe.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes,
Thank you.
Joan, do you want to respond to that? Point out one major weakness of candidate B. Okay, Joan is still struggling with internet. Then we go to battleground 2. That is candidate C versus candidate D. Candidate C, what makes candidate D a very risky choice for Ernest Cook University?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. Why I think candidate D is a very risky decision for the institution, in that he has been in service and his impact has not been felt. He has been a general secretary, and I personally didn't know him, neither do my fellows know him. His impact has not been felt for the last time he has been in office, and he's still serving currently as a general secretary, but his impact has not been felt. That's why I think he's a risk to be chosen as a good president of the institution. Thank you so much.
I love where this debate is going, and I think the viewers are interesting. Candidate D, what do you have that candidate C lacks?
Thank you so much. Actually, my colleagues, my comrades are capable. They are capable, but I believe I can deliver at a level that truly meets the expectations of our students. I am not coming to experiment because I know how the system works. I know where to push, I know where delays are, and therefore, this race, this presidential race is not just about trying. Some others will come and try, they will stumble, as I observed, and the same challenges keep on repeating themselves because they are not aware of the system. They will come to their mind when the term is almost ending, and students are still complaining of the same challenges every term after every term. And therefore, I believe with the experience I have got, I can really handle these problems with precision and discipline more than other candidates. And that is why I believe experience is the best, not just theory. Thank you so much.
Joan, do you still want to go ahead and point us the weakness you see in candidate in Mr. Ian?
much. I'm sorry, my internet is disturbing, but I'm trying my best to keep on. Yes. Mr. Ian, I respect him so much as a fellow contestant, and I do not know Ian so well, so really I do not know his weaknesses yet. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, moderator. To viewers watching, that session was testing integrity and IQ. Who do you think has handled that pressure so well? Are you still stuck on this choice of candidate you came in with, or you're starting to think otherwise? That was IQ. I've tried to test your candidates on their understanding, mature, respect for others, and I believe you've gotten yourself the answer to that. We've had head-to-head crash. Who has been more convincing? Is it Ian? Is it David? Is it Azaria? Or you think Joanne, even with struggling network, she's still articulating issues right? We go into the next section, one that is going to test their understanding on the current affairs around Ernest Cook University. These questions are being picked randomly, and no two candidates are going to answer the same question. Again, let's not come in with fixed minds. Let's listen to your candidates and make the right choice for the university. I kindly ask each of you to subscribe to this channel and follow up. We are going to follow this presidential campaign right from yesterday. Today we picked some good videos that we are going to be playing in shorts tomorrow on this channel. So subscribe. Let me have all the 700 people watching right now to subscribe. That will be great. We want to make this the most viral video tomorrow, and then we make our university proud and great like it has always been. Let me start with Mr. Ian. And the question that I'm going to start is coming from finance, is about finance. Sorry, I'm starting with candidate A. Candidate A is Joanne, not Ian, and it's finance that I'm going to ask him. Joanne, how will you increase guild revenue without raising guild fees? Because yesterday when I was interviewing all the candidates vying for Minister of Finance, they all told us that there is limited revenue within the guild. So how are you going to increase this without raising guild fees? Because survey we've done, students don't want anyone to raise their guild fees. Thank you. Okay, it's unfortunate that we've lost Joanne again. So Joanne, your chance to answer that question is gone. Okay, is gone. So I go to candidate B. Candidate B, that is Mr. Ian, still in finance. What will you do if funds are misused in your cabinet?
Thank you, moderator. I beg for your pardon. It's kind of raining inside, so I may not get you cleared. So I request for your pardon.
Mr. Ian, what will you do if you find out that funds have been misused in your cabinet?
Thank you, our moderator of the night. Since I'm an aspiring guild president and you voted the guild president of Ernest Cook University, and I learned to know that funds are misused by one of my members or by the members of the committee. Usually, these funds are funds for the students, and that's why students pay their guild fee. In that way, we have a constitution that governs everyone. And if anyone misbehaves, we go through the Justice and Constitutional Affairs to maybe handle the matter through the Constitution. Because I, for one, as the guild president, I can't handle the matter without the Constitution. Thank you, sir.
Okay, that is that. Mr. Ian, if you realize that your finance minister stole the money and a decision has been reached to expel them, will you sign that document to have them expelled from the institution because they have stolen students' money? If that's what your constitution says.
Thank you, moderator, for this opportunity. Once again, if I find out that my finance minister happened to embezzle money, part of the students' money, I, for one, with my guild members, I would not definitely sign a letter because I, for one, am not the only person to sign the letter. At least I go through the guild patron to the dean of students to handle the matter instead of signing a letter to show that the finance minister embezzled the money from the guild office. Thank you.
Mr. Ian, if you're voted president, would you forward your finance minister to a disciplinary party for punishment if they stole students' money?
Mr. Moderator, it's kind of raining this side. That's why I'm not getting you so clearly. That's why I'm not getting the question clearly.
I rest my case on you, sir.
I don't know if I can.
Okay. Let me go to candidate C. Candidate C, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Will you publish a fully transparent budget? And if you voted today, which period of the year would that be between now and the time you're out of office?
Just a pardon on the question. It is raining, as my colleague has said. So I would ask for a pardon. Yes, please.
Okay, I'm saying if voted into presidency, will you publish a budget, a transparent budget? And when will you publish it in your 1-year tenure?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Publishing a budget is a sign of transparency and a respect to the different stakeholders. So I would publish a budget to show how transparent and accountable I am for the different guild activities or the guild funds we are having. We can have this on a timely basis. That is, we can have it a period of a fortnight, 2 weeks, or we can have it on a monthly basis to show how accountable, how transparent we are as the guild cabinet. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. Candidate D, Mr. Zaria. If I gave a donation of 10 million to the guild right now, how would you allocate that money?
Thank you so much for that question. According to the Constitution, I hope I'm being got. If I got a donation of 10 million, our guild funds, one of the ways we raise guild funds is through donations. Secondly, is through the money that students pay. And when you get donations, that money is still channeled to the guild accounts. And the way to use this money is still decided by our students, the decision they make on the matters they want to be handled. And we make a budget for it on matters that need to be addressed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that response. And again, I thank you so much, everyone, for responding to those questions. Over to you, candidate A. We now move to the sports ministry. Joan, are you hearing me?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I'm hearing you now.
Elite teams versus mass participation. Which one comes first for you?
Done me with a question.
Okay. The question says elite teams versus
Yes.
mass participation. Which one is a priority for you?
I would go with mass participation.
Can you elaborate more, Joan, on this?
Why I would choose mass participation? It's because mass participation will give everyone a chance to participate, to take part in these sports, not only to a selected group, but whoever wants to take part. Yeah, it's open for everyone. So since it is a student's representation, everyone needs a chance to take part. Yes.
Joan, can you give us an example of some of the elite games that you know?
Because of some elite games, some of the elite games we can have Scrabble. We have some games like chess. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. You're smart. At least you're getting your facts right. Candidate B, that is Mr. Ian. Again, in sports, you said you're a sportsman. Infrastructure versus competition. If ECUREI gave you a budget and you have to choose between building infrastructure for the school, yesterday we learned that the university does not have ready fields, versus participating in competition, because they also say you're not participating in inter-university league. Which one would you do and why?
Thank you, moderator. Your question was about infrastructure versus competition. In 2025, okay, when I joined the Ernest Cook University, formerly ECUREI, in 2024, we have never had any kind of a pitch, but we have been attending this kind of competitive games. We have held competitive games with different universities around, and maybe it has been happening without infrastructure. But still, building a pillar is better than wasting. Competition always comes once, but infrastructure always stays for years. It's like building a long-term asset. Infrastructure is a long-term asset, but competition is a one-time thing, whereby we shall attend a competition like the Inter-University League, use the pitches of other universities, but still we shall be paying money. If given money, I rather construct other than going for competition. That will last for a month and it will get done. But if I construct, that is a long-term asset for the university, whereby even the people who come after 10 years or 20 years will be using the same infrastructure that are put in place. Thank you.
I think I agree with you on that. And I think looking at the current trend, what the country lacks is infrastructure, not competitions. Candidate C, how will you discover hidden talent at Ernest Cook if given a chance?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. How we can discover different talents within the different students. We cannot discover these talents unless we give them chance to outline them. In that, we have very many talents which have not been discovered, some which have been discovered but have not been promoted. So having different inter-university leagues, that is for the side of sports, we can have the different sports taking place. Many people focus on football alone, but we have different games. I personally am a basketballer, but there's a blind eye which has been given to this kind of sports in our institution. So if given a chance, the different students, we can be able to discover the talents. Secondly, we are not only into sports, we have chances as well. Many tend to say that medical students focus on medical side alone, but if given a chance, the different students, we can have these talents discovered, and not only discovered, but also promoted. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, from what you're seeing, I think these guys are smart. I think you made electoral committee, you made the best choice for candidates, and I think they are responding so well to the question. Even with challenges of internet and electricity, we can see them trying to actually convince. And to me, everyone here deserves a chance. Do not write them off before the debate is done. Don't be taken off by what you came in with, but listen to how smart they are. Because when it comes to leadership, I've been there. When they face the administration or the challenges ahead, it is not fame that is going to bail out the students. It is how well they reason and how well they reason under pressure. Welcome to my debate again. Yes, candidate D. How, okay, we've talked, candidate D, should sports be compulsory? And because we know how good it is, should we attach a punishment to students who deliberately refuse to participate in this?
Okay, thank you so much. My power is out.
I think, okay.
My power is out, and therefore you will bear with me, but still I am the man of the soil. So I guess everyone is seeing me. And therefore, to answer that question, sports is a very good game. It brings in inclusivity and engagement of students. This is a very good activity. And therefore, there are some others who are not sportsmen. People have choices. And that's why my manifesto has captured different activities that enable students' engagement. No punishment will be given to a student who does not or who would not like to participate in sports. It is choice. They may participate in other activities that they do in best. And that's how we would tackle this question. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are getting there. And I want to thank everyone that is struggling with the internet to make sure they are there. Yes, that is what we need to see as our leaders. When things don't go right, do you have plan B? I think it's getting race, it is getting hot, and I think all the candidates are delivering. Let me start with again candidate D this time, and we shift into the Department of Information. How will you include the offline voices when you want to make a message or when you want to pass on information? Because today everyone is on social media, but we still have the traditional men like me who do not so many times rely on social media. How are you going to include those students at ECUREI, at the Ernest Cook University? Candidate D.
Thank you for that question. One, the various ways of conveying information to students. one is the social media, and since there are others who are still of the old school, all around our university we have notice boards, and they are all around the blocks. They would access those informations from the notice board. And also, secondly, we have a second way out, that is engaging the class representatives. The class representatives will vocally convey those information to their various classes. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Candidate C, over to you. How will social media empower students when you're the president of Ernest University? Candidate C, how will social media empower students when you're the president?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. How will social media empower students? Right now, we have the different platforms where information is passed on. We have the different websites where information is passed on for the different institutions. A case in point is where we have our platform that is on WhatsApp. We have a TikTok account, which is enabling students to identify the different candidates. That is for TikTok. We have an Instagram page, which is passing on information. So information is channeled through the different social media platforms. In that, clear information, first-hand information shall be passed on to the different platforms and will benefit students not only socially, but also give them a insight on the different activities which are occurring in the institution. Thank you so much.
Over to you, candidate B, Mr. Ian. Misinformation is one of the biggest challenges we are facing right now on social media. People are using AI to make the president dance. People are using AI to choose. They can post a picture and say, can you remove the most beautiful girl? Or can you remove the clothes? How are you going to fight misinformation at Ernest University if given a chance as to become the president?
Thank you, moderator. Once again, your question was concerning misinformation at Ernest University. Earlier on, I think someone talked about the use of notice boards, because if there is an outlet of a misinformation, let me say concerning exams, usually we hold general assemblies for the students in case there is a missing information or there is a misinterpretation of information.
Okay. Okay, I think we have lost Ian due to a network glitch. Ian can connect again. Okay, so we move to the next round. We are missing candidate A right now, so we go to candidate B. Ian is also not here, so again I'll go to candidate D. And let's move now to General Secretary's office. How will you manage leadership pressure? Leadership comes with a lot of pressure. Students want to strike. The administration is not listening to you. How will you handle this pressure if it ever comes to your face as a president?
Okay, thank you so much. When students want to strike, just know there is already a problem. A problem has arisen, but this is not the platform of leadership that I want to provide. We have to tackle challenges early as possible, because I know before it reaches to that moment of strike, these things can be handled. We engage our students, listen to them, and we engage them on ways to solve their challenges. We engage the administrators too, to listen to the student voices before it arises to strike. And that is the best way of handling problems. It's not about making noise. Noise will not help. Trust me, colleagues. It's about documenting each and every challenges that we have. And when we document it, we can make policies that do not lead to strike. Thank you so much.
I love one thing that you've said, that noise does not cause anything, and we don't want noise. And that's one of the things I work for in life. I don't care who is shouting. To me, noise doesn't move me. So I love the fact that we want to go with brain power rather than making noise. A candidate C, Mr. Maraba, I can see you're having a lot of supporters, especially one called Flavia. How will you ensure continuity between the outgoing guild and your cabinet if given the mandate come the 14th?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. In society, we learn from our elders, and him being a superior on me, I would seek advice on the different things he has tackled before, and we see how best we can address these different issues. So meaning, I would work hand in hand with him and see how best I can achieve knowledge from my elder and see how best I can articulate the different issues. I cannot work as a single person, but with the knowledge and the teamwork besides me, I can achieve. Thank you so much.
Okay. Ian, the former chairperson of Basoga Nsete, right now network is disturbing you. So it's a pity that we cannot have you. Ian, can you hear me? Okay. So we miss Ian on this round as well. So back to candidate C. Okay. A moment. Yes, Ian, are you back?
Yes, I'm back. Network is kind of
yes,
a problem. I don't know why.
I promise you by
Maybe
the
it's on
time we
and off.
finish the debate, one person will be sweating plasma. I totally understand the network issue, so don't worry. I'm okay with it. Yes, Ian. How will you track your promises publicly to make sure you fulfill them?
Thank you, Chairperson. Your question was about how will I track my promises? Everything we do in the modern world needs to be documented. And the only reason as to why you have a general secretary in the office is to have everything documented. And I don't know why I should promise what I want to do. I promise what I will do. So in that line, everything that I would promise would be documented somewhere. And if they happen to be achieved goals, I would share with the student that this was promised and it was achieved. Thank you, moderator.
Sorry, it's my bad. Ian, again, back to you. I hope you can hear me. Let's turn to justice now. Should leaders be punished for failing to honor their promises? If you promise things in this campaign and you don't fulfill them, should we find a place and punish you? Should we petition?
Thank you, moderator. Your question was, should leaders be punished for failure to fulfill their promises? I, for one, I say no, because when we are given the opportunity to join the office, we encounter a lot of problems that students could not be knowing. You could push for something whereby the administration can't accept it happen. So in that case, it may be a failure in front of the students. But still, we go back to the drawing board as the community or as the guild office to talk to the students that this and this was pushed for, but I think it was never made happen by the administration. Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Ian, before I leave you, so earlier on you said, why would someone promise things that they cannot fulfill? You're now telling us we should not hold you accountable for things you promise and fail to do. So, in a case, so as you're debating here, how should you know the things you're going to do and those that you're not going to do? Because now you're starting to put the blame on the administration even before you go into office.
Basically, in the life we live in, I, for one, I won't promise what I want to do. But still, let me give an example of President Museveni. I think there are some roads in Kampala here that have been put to work for years now, but have never been worked on. Meaning it couldn't be his problem, but a problem could be at some point, or could be about the members in the committee of this committee. So in that way, the leader who promised something shouldn't be petitioned or maybe cautioned at some point as to why he never did something, one or the other.
That is, Ian, for you saying that leaders should not be petitioned for what they promise. Dear voters, what do you think about that? I have reservations on that. I hope voters too may have reservations on that. We shall see about that. Okay. I don't know, Jonathan, what you're doing on this page. Are you connecting for some presidential candidate or not? Jonathan D. Okay. Okay. So let's go to candidate A. We are glad to have you back. Joan, can you hear me? Joan, can you hear me? Okay. Let me go to candidate C. What constitution changes will you make in the current constitution of Ernest University that you feel are overdue and need to be changed?
Yes, pardon on the question.
I said, what constitutional changes would you propose in the current constitution that you feel are overdue and need to be changed?
Okay, I think one of the things they should change within our constitution is they should prioritize the section of students, since they are the best stakeholders of the institution, and give them a championship to be well heard and well understood in front of the administrators. That's what I think should be adjusted within our constitution. Secondly, what should be adjusted is the facilitation of our fellow ministers. They invest a lot and they are not accounted for. Thirdly, should strengthen the role of the class representatives. They are not represented in the constitution, and yet they are one of the stakeholders who are pipelining the information from the different lecturers and to the students. So I think we should advocate for strengthening of the role of class representatives. Thank you so much.
I totally agree with you. After being a representative for so long and for all that, the only thing I got was a certificate. So I also believe that actually these class reps should be made part of, one becoming a class rep should automatically be put either to represent or something like that. Yes, candidate candidate D, that is Mr. Azaria. How will you ensure fairness and discipline among students if you're president?
Okay, thank you so much. You know, every community is guided by law. Without law, we fail our community in different ways. And therefore, to ensure fairness, we must listen to our students, and we will be guided by that has all the laws and regulations and policies that guide our society as Ernest Cook University. This will ensure fairness for our students, and I'll be very free to exercise it in that manner. Thank you.
Over to you still, Mr. Azaria. Let's shift it to academics. What new academic innovation will you introduce at Ernest Cook University to improve the students' performance and also to ease their studying environment? I'm proud by the time we were in guild leadership there, we advocated for projectors. I don't know if you've maintained our projectors. I think we were the first university in the country to start using projectors. You'll give me a report if those projectors are still there. So what new innovation are you willing to introduce if given a chance to become the next president of Ernest University?
Thank you. Thank you so much for that concern. You know, academics is the main reason as to why we are here. And it must be handled carefully. Without proper handling of our academic advocacy, we are messing up. And to tell you that the projectors are there, and we have also got screens, and we thank the administration for that. Only that right now, you know, our programs has been changed to more physical, and our population is high. We lack space. Students are facing so many challenges with space. Some others, one day as I was entering a class to talk to them, can you imagine I had no path to even go up front to talk to students? And space is a challenge. Secondly is our courses, the images, the biomedical students. We are more innovative students, and we are lacking so much in innovation. Our studies must not be more theoretical. It must be more of practical work. And I would love to bring in that platform that appreciates innovation to our dear students and make them participate to build their capacity in their professionalism outside theoretical work, to start building up and innovating better things for the university. And I will do this by proper budgeting and appreciations of students who are extraordinary, who think a mile away. And with this, trust me, we will improve our academic excellency. And lastly, I'll talk about school fees, student involvement in and better access to their services. Students pay fair tuition. Out of 3 million, someone pays 2.9 million and is remaining with 100,000 and is denied exams. Really, that is what I want to advocate for. I want to give a platform to make proper policies, written policies that will enable us engage with administrators and accept these students, because I believe education is not a punishment. In other words, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And to the voters watching in, I hope you're clearly seeing the mind of these candidates. But first of all, right now we are more than 700 people viewing or watching this live from all over the world. The current guild aspirants of ECUREI are watching in, and they are sending me. And thank you so much, ECUREI University. There's a university called SETA University. Thank you so much for watching this. And this is how we grow student leadership all over the country. But one thing I would love to ask you, please subscribe before you leave, because we want to cover. This page is not only for such things. This is a healthcare platform. This is Uganda's best digital platform with more than 20,000 viewership every week. We advertise medical jobs. We give medical clarification to students who want to study or move abroad. We host different healthcare professionals to come and assist and to come and talk to our patients. So subscribe. It is free. You don't lose anything when you subscribe, but it helps us to grow. We want to give more healthcare information. That is one of our reason as Mr.Selfcare initiative. We're a big brand. We hold conferences. We participate in national healthcare campaigns to make sure we add something to disease prevention. Soon we are going to be hosting the inter-university quiz, medical quiz here live, courtesy of different universities. So make this your channel and subscribe to make sure you don't miss a thing, either as a student or a professional. Thank you so much again for watching in. I think the debate is getting interesting. It is not about who is it gives us an insight and reasoning of these candidates, because I've been there. I've been a president of a university. I've held so many ministerial posts. Let me tell you, when students are being pressed, it is not the noisemakers. Sometimes it takes a person who can reason, because modern day is not about striking or burning universities down or stoning people or beating up lecturers. It's about how you present the ideas. It's about your ability to influence others. It's about your ability to speak facts, researched facts. And that's why we are here. That's why I brought these intriguing questions to help you test these candidates beyond their comfort zone on how well they can reason. These are hard questions, and so I feel sorry for them, but I have to, because we have to check how well they work under pressure, but also how well they reason. So enjoy as we continue this. I'll go to candidate C, Mr. Malaba. We always have a problem of students struggling either with retakes or with financial issues, and they end up not finishing their courses. Some of them debate, some of them leave. How will you support these students if given a chance?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. Yeah, we appreciate our institution for having the different scholarship schemes. And I would advocate for these scholarship schemes to cover these different individuals come with proof that they have failed to pay their tuition, and we look at their performance. Yes, I think that would be the best idea I would give in, for we advocating for more scholarship schemes from the institution, because they're already in place and we just have to advocate more for them. And also we can have bursaries depending on the different activities. We can have bursaries for sports if the institution buys it anyway, having different sports galas, and we support the different talented individuals within the institution, because many universities do it, and who are we not to do it? Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Ian, how will you assist? Okay, Mr. Ian is frozen. I hope you will be able to join back. Let me go back to candidate A. Joan. We've had the list from you in this campaign, I think network has really done you a disservice. How will you
I'm
help
sorry, I've now changed
the
my
female
phone.
students that are struggling with academics, being a lady here? How will you ensure that students get a fair share of the university and they are able to study well?
Okay, thank you so much for this question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about my phone. It was disturbing. Now I'm using another gadget. So you've asked how I will help the female students enjoy the university and attain academic excellency. Well, one of the things I'm advocating for is seeing ECU have a sick bay. As ladies, anytime we can have problems, as ladies, anytime she can have cramps. So we are looking for means of limiting the absence of these students from school. So why I'm advocating for a sick pay is when someone is feeling unwell, they can come to school, attend the lectures, and maybe go and have a bed rest after. So I feel these things are in the favor of the students. And then the other thing is providing a conducive environment for the girl child to come and talk to me. We face different challenges as ladies. There is sexual harassment, which of course we cannot avoid. So I'm looking forward to being that approachable person that any lady can reach out to. And since I am a lady, I feel I can understand them to the dot and help them in whatever challenge they are feeling, such that they enjoy the university space. And I feel it also helps them improve their academics. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Moderator.
Ian, Joan has raised a very pertinent question about sexual harassment. Have you heard of any cases of sexual harassment happening at your university?
I haven't heard of one yet.
Okay. How will you handle that situation if you're president and you realize that there could be cases of sexual harassment, could be between students themselves, or could be between any person in a higher position, and it is reported to your office? How will you respond to that? Because that directly affects the student academic performances. Okay, I think Ian is being disturbed by network. Okay. Let me continue with candidate A. Since she's here, let her enjoy her moment. Joan, let's go international. How will you include international students? Because international students make up a big percentage of ECUREI population. When I was studying at Ernest University, the fact is that actually we had more international students than even local students. How are you going to include them? Because they are part of our university. Earlier, alone, a colleague from Southern Sudan said they are facing a lot of challenge, including very high fees. So how are you going to include them?
Yes, thank you so much for this question. I've had interactions with some of the international students and how to help the international students really. The first thing would be when I first joined ECUREI, they were giving us data for us to log into the online classes. But what is not happening right now? And for the international students that are really paying high fees compared to us, I feel they need some facilitation like that to help them be able to access classes at any point. Then one of the other concerns I got from the international students that they are facing and feel the university is pushing them to the wall is one of the international students came up with a concern where they have to pay insurance, but their insurance fee is very high. It is about 700,000, but it only caters for treatment on malaria. So these are the things that are hurting the international students, and yet they must enjoy honest cook just as any other student does. So we are looking forward to either having this fee reduced or having this fee cater for anything, any illness that can come up, because we all know malaria cannot be treated on only 700,000. That is a lot of money for just malaria treatment. So I feel these are the things we must make to smoothen their stay in Ernest Cook University. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Joan. Joan, by the way, you're having very strong points. Only that network has given us little chance to hear from you. I think you could have gotten my vote if I was voting. But I hope the next few questions you're able to confuse to get more of Ian's and David's and Zaria's voters to come your side, because I think you're articulating your issues very well. Candidate B, what global partnerships are you promising the students if you become the president? Okay, I love the fact that each time I choose Ian to speak, the internet freezes him for 3 times now. It's just amazing how it chooses to, like, how it works out. Okay, let's go to candidate C. Candidate C, how will you position Ernest Cook University globally?
Yes, thank you for that question. How will I position Ernest Cook University globally? We can do this using the different platforms we are having as an institution. That is the websites and the different social media platforms. Secondly, we can use the different facilities, that is affiliation with the different facilities. We get connected to them and we can pick and leave how they have gone globally. That is how we can do it. Secondly, thirdly, we can have the different debates on the different aspects happening within the institution, happening within the country, and this will build a board for us to go globally, and we shall be readily on the map and known all over the universe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. Candidate D, how will you attract international collaborations and more international students into the university? Because we want ECUREI to continue growing in both numbers and quality.
Thank you so much. Personally, I've interacted with very many international students from Zambia, from Malawi, from Southern Sudan, and I believe to attract them more, we have to engage them and make them feel the presence of our university, Ernest Cook University. Engaging them mean, 1, in their academic issues, 2, in their welfare. Personally, I believe our international students are the people who will sell our names to the outside world, that is to different countries. Therefore, the way we handle them within the university must be handled with discipline and precision, so that they feel they can bring in more other fellows from abroad. 1, engaging them in our guild activities, by catering for them in various ways. We do have tourism for them. We will advocate for them to tour Uganda and love the country. When they love Uganda, they'll automatically love the environment and invite more of their fellows to come to the university. Two is handle them with a special care because they pay a lot of fees in the academic issues. We ought to listen to them and provide the best that we have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. Ian is struggling with the internet, just like what Joan was struggling before. It is now Ian's turn. But I want to promise everyone watching in that we are moving into the last bits of this debate, and we shall call it a night. Yes, Joan, what's your real plan for mental health? Research is showing that so many students are struggling with mental health. Okay, Ian, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, but I'm having network issues. I don't know.
I feel your pain. It is okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, honestly,
Everyone
network
is
is gonna
struggling with network. Yes, Ian. What global partnerships are you looking for international students? And can you give us one name of one international student that you know in ECUREI?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. And the first name I will talk about is Zakaria Anania. Is a 3.1 student. He's an international student. And then to answer about the global partnerships for the international students.
Thank you so much.
To talk about the global partnership for students, majorly, since the international students are paying a lot of money for their tuition, we find ways or better routes to lobby for them scholarships through the organizations like the MasterCard Foundations, like you said, there are some organizations that offer scholarships for international students, but still enlarging the community for international students through advertising, through our social media platforms like you do, because I see Underscoop has social medias like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So through those, the people or the donors outside there can pick interest in the programs and the projects of ECUREI University, and in the very best way, they can support our international students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ian, for that. And again, we apologize for internet. Don't worry, we shall be there. Yes, Joan, you now have the most stable internet of everyone, and we thank God for that. Glory be to God. Let's go back to the question I was asking about mental health. We're having really issues of mental health challenges when it comes to Uganda. Last week I was reading proceedings from Botabika, where they are saying they believe more than 60% of Ugandans are having mental issues. And this is highly attributed to high pressures. And they say when it comes to students, the case is even worrying. Students are under too much pressure to deliver or to perform versus the other competing realities. What is your real plan for mental health for ECUREI universities and to everyone watching in? But to everyone watching in, those that have just joined, I kindly ask you to subscribe before you leave to get every grinch of this campaign, but also to get opportunities, especially for students who want to excel, but also those that want to continue learning about healthcare, because we host pertinent, respectable organizations here. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we are going to be having the presentation from Uganda Cares, where they are going to be talking about electoral therapy, the HIV treatment. So this is good for students. Today I was reading a topic that was saying every day 500 girls are getting HIV in Uganda. Biggest numbers coming from Western Uganda and 40 Poto. So please, 9 p.m. tomorrow, let's be here and learn. On Sunday, we are going to be having learning from the Diabetes Association of Uganda. On Sunday at night, we have always on Sunday 9:30 p.m. we always have a presentation on endometriosis. You know, endometriosis is the most diagnosed condition, even among sonographers and imaging tech. So let's come here and learn. As students, this is your platform to be, but also as people looking for employment, these are organizations that are giving jobs, and they always come here and tell us we need this. So make sure you subscribe not to miss out anything. Yes, Joan, over to you.
You so much. You know, before I would take mental health lightly, there is even some student in my class that told me is seeing a psychologist, but I found it funny because I didn't see reasons as to why they are doing so. But I now accept, I know it is common now, and more so in students. So I feel one of the things, because that student that was seeing a psychologist in Mengo Hospital, it was very costly for her to see that psychologist in Mengo Hospital. It was at a cost that the parent was facilitating. So as a university and a guild representative for the students, we would request the university to have for us a psychologist in school who the students are going to approach. I appreciate the administration. We already have our dean, Miss Nyombi. She's a psychologist, yes. But then we need someone who is going to do that psychology work, just that students are going to go there with their problems. And because mental health comes in, and these people need to be listened to. They should not be judged. They should be listened to. They should be advised on how to address the matters that could be stressing them out. Then away from that, I would still, one of the things I have in my manifesto I'm looking at is bringing in indoor games for the students. Honest Cook is a space where students just come for books and then they leave. This is why they are getting disorganized mentally. So I believe if we have a students launch that we do not have right now, but once asked for and put in place, where students can go, have interactions amongst themselves, they have these indoor games, they have these challenges among themselves, playing the games amongst themselves. I feel it can relieve their minds from the stress they could be having away from books. So I feel those are some of the things I can do to reduce the cases of mental health in Ernest Cook University. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We seem to have a medical university in Ernest Cook that doesn't seem to have a sick bay or something like that. I find that a challenge. But I'm one person who always does not want to blame administrations for certain things. I'm one person always who believes in coming up with innovations. Can we have a room? Can we use the guild fee to just buy one bed at first? Can we buy a mattress and put on? Can we buy drip stands? Because we have guild fee money that we can use for that. Ian, coming from that background where you're in a medical institution that doesn't have something even where they could put you if you fell down, but also people coming here to tell us that when you go to the nearby hospitals, you seek challenge. Because for me, all the universities I've gone to, medical universities, there is a medical facility or a medical room where they will give you first aid. Actually, there is a nurse and a medical officer to assess you. You're only taken away if you need further, whatever. How will you make sure, practical ways you make sure that we can have a skeleton medical room or medical office that we can start with as we wait for the administration to improve it?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. To tackle your question, for your information, Part of the first aid treatment is offered in the Ernest Cook University Skills Lab, whereby you have some beds. In case some of the students have problems, then is taken to the skills lab. But leave that aside, talking about the issue of space, as an aspiring guild president, and if I'm voted the guild president of Ernest Cook University, and I had it in my manifesto that if voted the guild president of Ernest Cook University, at least we'll be some space because we have inactive offices around Block A that can provide us the space for the sick bay whereby students can get treatment in case they've gotten attacks. That can be tackled and through the resource manager, Mr. Douglas, to kindly support us with some space or get us an area where we can place that that kind of a sick bay whereby students can receive that first aid treatment from. Thank you.
Okay. Fact check. Someone has said, Ian, we don't have those services in the skills lab. So I'll ask the next candidate to confirm that for me. Candidate C, are you there?
Yes, please. I am around.
First of all, do we have first aid in the skills lab? I need to confirm that.
Personally, on the ground search I've made, it is not available. And I advocate, I put this in my manifesto. It is not there. Actually, I interacted with some of the individuals. They do not have breastfeeding rooms. So it is one of the things affecting us as the institution. Thank you.
That was just a fact check because someone has sent me a message and told me Mr. Ian needs to visit. We need to go with him tomorrow to show us that place because it doesn't seem to exist. So I had to do fact check. Now, over to you. How will you address issues of substance abuse? Because this is something that is common within higher institutions of learning. I'm not saying it is at ECUREI because I'm not there, but in case, how do you address this if it ever rises, or how do you even prevent it? Yes. Okay. I think we've lost him due to network. Yes, Azaria, as we wait. Okay. Maraba, David, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you sound and clear.
Okay. I think David is struggling with internet, so let me go to Azaria. Azaria, how will you ensure that I'll ask you the same question. How do you tackle substance abuse if it ever rises up in ECUREI, in Ernest Cook University?
Your voice is cutting. I would ask for pardon on the question with clarity.
In Ernest Cook University.
I would ask for pardon on the question with clarity.
Okay, I'm saying, how will you handle substance abuse? Can you hear me now?
I am not getting it clearly.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me now? I'm saying, how would you handle the issue of substance abuse? Okay, I think someone is Okay, yes, as we conclude this, I have Ian. Ian, this is yours. And we are going to talk about, we are handling the second last question and we shall call it a day. Ian, we now back to Uganda as a general. what is your view of the current cost of living in Uganda? Do you think it is affordable, or you think it is becoming less affordable for an average Ugandan? Now we are on Uganda, and we are coming to the end of the debate.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Your question was about how is the current cost of living. Honestly, the cost of living for Ugandans is a bit expensive. Since we are all Ugandans as Ernest Cook University students, as an aspiring guilty president, and if voted into power, I'll look for gazetted areas whereby you can have our students of Ernest Cook University in one area, which is not so costly to the students, and that favors the pockets of their parents that pay their hostel fees. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ian. Joan, how can the guild address, how can guilds of different universities address the issue of youth unemployment? How can we tackle that as guild representatives of different universities in Uganda?
How can guild representatives in Uganda address the issue of unemployment?
Yes.
Thank you so much. As youth, now the problem we have mainly, I have seen this, it is very evident in young ladies. I'll talk about ladies first, even a few men. There is despise in work. So I feel like guild representatives, we should start this right away from school. These graduates think that with their degree, there are some jobs they can no longer work on. So I feel like as guild representatives, when these students are still in school, they should be advised that once they move out, an opportunity comes, even with an amount you're not expecting to get, take it up. That is where the other opportunities arise from. So I feel as guild representatives, what it is in our potential is to do that, encourage students to take on opportunities, even if it is not in your qualification, but it is what is available at the moment. Take it up as you're waiting for something in your qualification to come up. Yes, so I feel this is what we should do in the different universities to encourage the youth, because that is one of the most reasons why many are not having jobs, are unemployed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joan. David, I had a question for you. How can we fight corruption tendencies in Uganda right now, especially in the big organs of government?
Yes, thank you so much for that kind of question. How best we can fight corruption in our country is, first of all, identifying the different corrupt individuals within the system and holding them accountable for the different government funds that have been embezzled in their service. So that thirdly, we can have these individuals terminated from office since they are not part of the different activities they're supposed to do as the stakeholders. So I think we can fight this by first identifying those individuals, secondly, holding them accountable for the different embezzlement of funds within the system. Yes, thank you so much.
To everyone watching in, I think you're seeing the different level of reasoning and the debate exhibited on this page today. I want you to applaud these young men and lady for this preparation. There is something that most of you cannot even have for your current MPs. Most of your current MPs cannot answer the way this question. And I want to thank the parents of the parents and families represented here. I know your parents are very proud to be watching this. don't know how I would be happy if I ever see my child on it. This is an international platform, and I'm telling you, your lives are not going to stay the same. You've represented Ernest Cook University so well. You've been so eloquent. If you ask me who deserves to be one, if I would have 4 guilty presidents, all of you deserve to. And I want to ask whoever wins to appoint the rest of you on the different committees, because I'm telling you, I've seen brains here that are willing to steer, or that will steer our university forward. I wish if it is a man that goes through, whoever goes through as a man, appoint Joanne as your vice president. I think she's a very good addition. And I hope if Joanne goes through, first of all, think about these men as to do. To me, you've been so amazing. To me, you've given me a very good debate. To me, you've added value. To me, you prepared well. You've struggled with internet, but none of you has given up. This is 2.5 hours of data. It is more than 30,000 used. I've seen some of you switch phones. To me, that shows people that are innovative and people that love the institution. Because again, who pays you for being here? No one. So I really want to thank you for being resilient and pushing up this point. As I conclude my discussion tonight, Azaria, talk about youth participation in politics in Uganda. We've seen a lot of young people come to show up interest and to participate, but I've also seen a lot of young people being arrested. Okay, I think Azaria has kept the network is still disturbing. Let me go back to Joanne as we wait for Azaria to come back. Joanne, lastly, let us go on the global scale or global level. How should students prepare for global uncertainties happening? We had the COVID so many years back. We now have a war between US and Iran. How should our students prepare for such uncertainties that may come anytime? And this will be your last question tonight.
Okay, thank you so much. Just as you said earlier, we have had COVID, and we saw students drop out of school after the COVID outbreak. So really, I feel like when we are having these things come up, because COVID was like that, it started from outside countries as it came to Uganda. So as students, as we are preparing ourselves for these global uncertainties, I feel we should stick to our principles. We should know what we want, and we should be determined to finish what we began. This is to keep them in school, because that is one of the things that comes up. Even students in university dropped out because after COVID, they felt like they could live even without books. So I want to remind students, even when these global uncertainties can come up anytime, stick to the principles, stay focused. It will all end, and please resume with school, because this is what you began. It's what you and your parents wanted. So that is the advice I can give them to keep on track. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanne, for that. Let me go to Ian. Ian, you've suffered a lot with the internet today. That's why I'm asking you this question. How should actually, my sister texted me here and he's told me you've put Ian in a very hot spot, and I told him, yeah, I told you yesterday I was going to to check these guys left and right. Ian, how should the students adopt to AI?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Basically, your question is concerning how should students adopt AI. In this modern world, this running modern world we are in, students should embrace AI in importance to their coursework, research, because AI is used in many aspects. You may have a project that you would love to talk about or you'd love to discuss with AI. You may have a feeling that you're going through that moment that you'd love to talk about AI, or talk with AI. In this area, We are talking about AI in academics, let me say. Students of Ernest Cook University, basically, I, for one, also, at some point, I use AI in case I'm having difficulty finding an answer.
Okay, internet glitch. I'll proceed to candidate D, candidate C. Mr. David, what role should students play in climate change today?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. How should students play in climate change today? I think students should participate in different activities, that is planting of trees. This will help in the different information. We all know at the back of our minds that information deals with trees. So I advise the fellow students to work hand in hand with the different environmental sectors that they can plant trees in the environment. Secondly, they can also have proper disposal of waste. We have different things of different bags, let me say polythene. Littering them around the institution and around the community will not be a good advice to the students. But if we have proper disposal of waste, we can have a factor in promotion of the climate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, David, for that. And to everyone watching in, thank you so much for keeping it here. We are about to close up. Ian, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Beautiful. But before I come to you, let me finish this. Keegan Azaria.
Yes.
If you had a chance to meet the president of USA, that's Mr. Donald Trump, the president of Iran, I don't know who their president is, the one I knew was killed, and the prime minister of Israel, Mr. Netanyahu, what advice would you give them over the war that is going on in the Middle East?
Thank you so much. How would we love to see a world with peace, a world full of unity, a world where we do not kill each other? Personally, I'm touched with what is happening in those countries, Israel, Iraq, and USA. For those who really understand human behaviors, unity must prevail for humankind to live peacefully. I would bring them together on table and advise them. They should create unity. These things can be handled when we talk to each other. They want to show power, but power is not shown by killing an individual. Power is shown by how you sit down and engage yourselves and talk out matters without involving innocent souls that do not even have part in the decisions you're making. Therefore, they should be making their decisions wisely. It shouldn't affect the innocent souls. And this is the same to our university today. We should embrace unity amidst ourselves. We should not fight. We fail our community if we do these fights. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Lastly, again, I go back to one last moment. I want to ask candidate A to give us your closing remark. But as you finish, I want you to give the viewers one reason as to why they should vote for candidate B and not you, if any.
Pardon me, you said one reason why they should vote for candidate B and not me.
I said, first of all, I want you to conclude and ask people to vote for you. But If you are, okay, let me change the question. If you are not to vote yourself, among the 3 people contesting, who do you vote for and why? From the debate we've had.
Oh, this is really tough. I'm now locked in. If I'm not to vote for myself, if I'm out of the race, assuming, and it is the 3 gents standing for this post, it could really be so hard for me to choose amongst the 3. Because as you said earlier, they are all capable. They all have good visions for Ernest Cook University. They are all looking forward to having a better university for the students. So really, it could be so hard. But now that I'm in the race, I would vote for myself. Yes.
Wow.
Thank you. So my closing remarks for Ernest Cook University. My closing remarks for Ernest Cook University. I am Nagombe Joan Veronica, a very approachable person that any one of you can come to and you talk to me about anything bothering you in the institute. So I promise to give you a conducive environment where every voice will be heard. Leadership requires accountability, it requires boldness, and I am here with all those to serve Ernest Cook University. So I kindly ask you all to vote for Nagombe Joan Veronica for a good representation of Ernest Cook University and proper service in Ernest Cook University. Thank you so much.
Lastly, before you go, Joanne, give me one reason as to why people should vote for Malaba, David. You said all of them are good people. One reason.
Oh, it is still tough on me. I said I respect all these students.
No, the question is now specific to Malaba.
Yeah, it's to
One
Malaba.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah. As I said earlier, they are all good. They are all excellent. I acknowledge them for that.
Okay.
So
Okay. It's okay. Malaba, over to you. First of all, thank you so much for participating and for being smart for this debate. Malaba, if you are not in the race, of the 3 people, who do you vote for and why? And after that, you give us your closing remarks about and tell people to vote for you. Use these minutes to rule them.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. That being said, that if I'm not in the race, who will I vote for? We are seeing all these are capable leaders, and they have ideologies they're putting on table. I believe they all have the different goals and visions for the institution. So I will not take side or identify one, because all of them are capable leaders, and they're aiming at seeing the institution rising from dust, from grass to grace. So I believe all of them are capable leaders, and I cannot take side on who is to be. So I leave the goal and the ball in the hands of the voters. I cannot take side. Thank you so much. Then on to our viewers who happen to be our fellow students. I stand before you as a student who has felt the same pressures you are feeling, the same frustration you are feeling, the same financial strains you are feeling, and I've said, no, I need to advocate for a change in the different things affecting we as students. So I stand before you today asking for your support, asking for your mandate, and asking for your vote. Come 15th April, we champion our motto of excellence, our goal. We can achieve this as a group. We can achieve this as teamwork. Leadership is not all about titles. It's all about a servant who is ready to listen to the students, who is ready to stand in for the students, even in times of certainties. So I stand before you today asking for your support, for your vote. Come 15 to champion our goal. Thank you so much. I remain Malaba David Ngwabe.
Maraba David, if you give yourself, give us one reason as to why people should vote for candidate A, that is Joan, if any.
Why should students vote for candidate A, not me?
If any.
Pardon?
Give us one reason why you think students should vote for Joan, if any.
Why students should vote for Joan, if any? She has smart ideologies and she has smart ideas. But I too have smart ideas and I'm in the race as well. So I champion my goals and say we need a better institution. And I will not give the audience, I will give the audience chance to choose who takes the ballot. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Over to Ian. Ian, give us your closing remarks and inform the students why come 14th they should vote for you. But above all, if you are not in this race, is there any other person? Okay, let me change the question. Assuming you win, who do you think is going to come second to you?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ian Jonathan Bateke, a student pursuing a diploma in medical radiography year 2, semester 2. I come before you as one of the aspiring guild presidents of ECUREI University year 2026-2027. I'm a committed servant of the students. I've served and have been tested and approved. So dear gallant scholars of ECUREI University, I, Ian Jonathan Baseke, kindly request for your mandate to be an next guild president of ECUREI University. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge the moderator. Thank you for the platform. It has been really a good time. And maybe though there have been some challenges, network is on and off, but at least I can acknowledge that it has been a good platform. I've really enjoyed the debate and thank you for everything. And to add on that, I would really love to thank the administration of ECUREI University for giving us this platform and the honor to be before the whole world as we students of ECUREI University. Lastly, the only reason as why students would vote for Ian Jonathan Baseke as their next guild president is that I'm a committed servant of the students. At least I've been a leader, have served, have delivered. And being in different fraternities, I think I'm a sportsman. That is so simple. I'm an academician. And going back to the leisure things, at least I've been part of everything. Dear gallant scholars of ECUREI University, I remain Ian Jonathan Baseke, aspiring guild president. And then on the other question, if voted the president of ECUREI University, it would really be hard for me to choose among the 3 people who would be my vice guild president. But with guidance of the superior people, at least I can be guided to have one person as the vice guild president. Thank you.
Okay, I thank you so much. You're all smart, avoiding the question, but I'll get you. Keegan, thank you so much for being here up to this moment. Can you please wrap up your campaign here today and tell people one final word as why you think they should vote for you, and we call this a day.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for moderating this debate. With the challenges that we have faced, still we have come to an end of this debate. My last remarks to the voters, the decided voters and undecided voters. My name is Azaria Kigen. I come to you today not just as a candidate, but as a man and as a colleague and as a comrade who has gone through the same challenges that we are going through today. And I believe I have seen decisions being made and I've seen efforts being made, but I also saw gaps, and that is why I have stepped forward to make sure we address these matters. And therefore, I would love for us to work together. The university can't be built individually. It is built by efforts, and that is combined efforts. And I would love to advocate for our voices. I would love to give a platform whereby you are the main decision makers of this mighty university. And I would love to listen to those voices and relay them to our administrators. I would love to be and confidently tell you that I have known this system. I have known how it works. I have known where to put efforts. I have known where to push. Why can't we put to an end these challenges? I've not come with excitements. I do not have excitements anymore because I know the seat that is there. I know the responsibility it takes for someone to be a guild president of Ernest Cook University. It must be handled with precision, discipline, humility, and integrity. And that is what I've come to provide for us as students of Ernest Cook University. And I ask you to stand with me into this structured movement, a movement without noise, a movement without hype, but just effective leadership. And come that day 15, I ask you to vote for Kigen Azaria because I know where to push. I have not come to experiment, but I have come to make sure I deliver beyond our doubts. Thank you so much. Have a great night, the viewers and students of Ernest Cook University. Have a great night.
Wow. To everyone watching in today, I want to thank you for keeping it here. Tonight, I had a very simple responsibility, one that I proudly wanted to do, one that I was excited to deliver. That is handling a guild presidential debate from a university that I treasure, a university where I was as a young boy for my ODU and also for my bachelor's before doing so many other levels of education. I want to thank, first of all, the administration of Ernest Cook University. Thank you so much for giving students a platform. And thank you so much for involving us, the alumni, in day-to-day running activities of the institution. I want to thank the Guild Council and Electoral Chairperson, who, when I approached him with the idea, he was positive and receptive about it. I want to thank all the students and all the viewers world over that have seen this. Thank you so much for being part of this. Without you, it would be boring and it will be useless. I want to thank the candidates that prepared vigorously for this day. You've represented us well. I want to tell you I'm so proud to have moderated this debate. Even with so many technical issues and technicalities in the question, you've proved beyond reasonable doubt that indeed you are the cream of Ernest University, and indeed one of you is capable and able to lead this institution. I want to thank everyone that has chatted with us in the comment section. You've made this awesome, you've made this amazing, and you've made this wonderful. My story at ECUREI started with a bachelor's that I did while I was at Mulago Hospital, and did it well, and was one of the best performers, definitely. I came back for an ODU. Now, I want to tell every student that is current at ECUREI University that you at Ernest Cook University, when I call it ECUREI, that's how we used to call it. Forgive me for that. I want to tell you, you are the right university, you are the right sport. The university is undergoing its accreditation. I don't know if they have gotten a charter, but trust me, the papers that you're going to get there are valid. I've had a chance to work to get jobs in 4 countries, in Kenya, in South Africa, in UK, and in the USA, using papers that I got from ECUREI or Ernest Cook University. I'm one of the few people that have a chance to move from Uganda straight into the workforce of the US using those papers. So those papers are valid. And just like the other alumni world over, we are there to guide you. We are there. In case you need guidance, we are here. We are proud to always come and serve. I want to thank specifically Mr. Douglas Chitenda. I hope he's still at the university. Up to now, I don't know which time Mr. Douglas sleeps. This is a guy you write to 2 a.m. in the night and you say, Mr. Douglas, they need this document. By the time I was at Ernest Cook, he was the assistant academic registrar. I don't know if he's still there. Is he still there? Mr. Douglas Chitenda? Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Douglas, for the amazing work you do for the university. We appreciate the timely responses to emails, the timely responses to things have made you a special person in that institution of learning. Please pass this message to him. We appreciate. We are the alumni. We the people that went through Ernest Cook University or formerly ECUREI. We appreciate you, Mr. Douglas, and the staff in administration on how shift you are each time we need your help. To everyone that has been watching this debate tonight, we've had ideas. These young men and women have tried to show us clearly what they wish and how they want to run the institution. Now, we all have different levels or different classes and types of leadership. The question is, what resonates to you? The chance to choose leaders does not come often. We know so many positions that have been ring-fenced and people cannot compete for them. Take away the excitement. Take away the political affiliations. Take away the tribal sentiments. And think through, if tomorrow we had a problem as students, who of these people has the courage to take our positions to the administration? You're lucky you people are still competing for space to study. For us, when we were studying, we were competing for space to park our cars. So the pending issues was cars because the whole class was driving. And that was an issue. And so we had to use the Guild Council by then to get us space to park where the canteen is in front of the present day skills lab. Actually, that's how that place came about. We used to park there. When our cars were many, now we're told to go park down next to the Protestant something, bureau something there, where Mr. Douglas used to sit. So the different things that you're seeing today or enjoying, that canteen was not there. I saw someone say the canteen does not have noodles. Yes, it was not there. But some leaders stood. We are not saying you're going to go and build another university that as big as ECUREI University, but we are saying let your guild, whoever go through, do something that you'll be remembered for. There is a university where I went, that was Mulago Paramedical, where I started my first diploma from. I named all the current dining halls, Queens, Kings, and Masters. And I'm proud that I go back and they are still called the same names. 2 people vying for position. What name do you want to leave? Are you going to be the first president to take Ernest University to inter-university football tournaments? Are you going to be the first one to take Ernest University to compete for national? Because there is a national quiz for universities. UC, I think, won it last week in Gulu. Are you going to be the first guild president to take just to participate? We don't want to remember you for leading strikes that burnt down our university. And if any one of you led a strike, we shall be the alumni, the first people to come and stop you from doing that. We think it is way back, it's backward for us to think in strike. We think the modern way is to look at problems and see how we can intervene. Guild representative is really very important because it is the bridge between the students and the administration. And how you handle that is going to determine if the administration is going to be supportive or not. We are not saying babysit the administration. No, push them where you need to push them. But we are saying use a language that is both understandable by the students, but also by the administration. I want to wish all of you good luck. Remember, today you've made promises, but leadership is decided here. And to all the voters, you've heard them speak. I was zooming them in to say whose face was lying. If you fall for the lies, my question was to zoom those faces. I clearly know who was lying and who told the truth. I know who didn't know the answer. I know who told the wrong. But that is mine, and I'm not a voter. Students have heard and seen. It's time to reflect on what you've heard and see who represents your best interest, who understands your struggle, who has realistic resolution, and who has the courage to lead. The power is now in your hands. Choose wisely. And again, I want to thank you. I kindly ask you to subscribe. This page has given a lot of jobs to so many students. We have people from different organizations, Cancer Institute, Kidney Foundation Uganda, AHF, the biggest employer now, right now in the world, AHF Uganda Cares. We have different programs running here. Wednesday 9:30, we talk about HIV. Tomorrow we are going to be talking about art treatment. Those are the drugs for treatment. On Sunday a.m. in the morning, we have people that come to speak about, and I would also love to host students to come and give career guidance here on this page to those that are still in A level. So if you're here and you want to come and speak, give a speech on how you moved your academic journey. There could be someone, candidates that don't know which course to do, that they don't know radiography, that would love to know how you've made it to that point. That's the only way we inspire people. So if you're interested, simply come to my inbox or write to me at chimboa80@gmail.com and we shall have a discussion. From me and everyone from Mr.Selfcare Studios, based here in the US right now, but also bigger offices in Kampala, we thank you for being part of this. We thank you for liking it. We thank you for following us. And we thank you for subscribing. We wish you the best of luck in your campaigns. May the best candidate win. We are going to cover this. And I promise you, whoever wins, I'll host you to tell us through how the journey was. And again, bw'omala okalonda kakuume tovaawo paka nga candidate wo awangudde. May the best candidate win. Thank you so much and have yourself a blessed night. Bye.